Unfortunately, I will need two hands, so I'll show you when it's out. Okay. Detach the two electrical plugs here. There's one right down here, right there where you see this cap. But then there's that blue one. All you need to do is just turn them to the left a little bit, and then you feel them loosen up, and then kind of wiggle them and draw them out. Just have to be careful. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's what because there's so much dirt and crap on it. But that's all you need to do is turn it, wiggle it, and pull it out. Alright, so transmission line there's been taken off, and there's another one underneath it. Alright, here, this other shiny thing right there, took it off. Got two electrical connectors up here and the transmission line's off. Speed sensors in the back, which I haven't gotten to yet, but slowly but surely making progress here. Alright, I am going to attempt to position the camera so you can actually see me doing something. So I'm going to remove the upper bell housing bolt. So I loosen that one, and I got to loosen that one. I've already removed this one a few times, and there's one more down there, which I don't know if you can see that, but now the camera can see it, but I can't. There we go. And there we go. There we go. So I've loosened all three of them. So I'm going to double check, make sure it's alright to remove them. Alrighty. Well, draining the transmission fluid. See, I did exactly what they said, removed the bolts in the rear and just loosened up the ones in the front. And you got to tap on it. You actually got to kind of, not really pry on it, but just kind of tap down on one of the lips up here to get it to pop loose. And then it just drains and drains and drains and drains and drains. So, anyway. I'll let this drain for a while longer, and then we'll go to remove the rest of the transmission. So obviously you can see the dilemma I have here. Well, plus the concoction I have here. And that I'm happy with. I know a guy online, his dad actually made a much better support than that, but there's a good amount of surface area actually that the oil pan's holding, so I'm not too worried about it. So that's good. That's a concern. Went to see if I could rent a transmission jack, but unfortunately no. The nearest place is like 4 miles. Hold on. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Now that half my heat's gone out of the place. So anyway, the transmission jack's in the way. I wasn't able to rent one. Well, I could, but I'd have to go 40 minutes away. That was the nearest one. So I came up with this little shim system here. I'm going to support the transaxle. This is actually bolted into the into here. As you can see, it's bolted up in here, so this isn't going anywhere. And it actually butts up against the pan here and here quite nicely. So I'm happy with that, not happy with that. I'm going to have to take shims out one by one to try to get this thing back on the ground, because that has to be on the ground to back the transmission out. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm removing the tie rods here, and I've already removed them, and I was able to tap them out with the hammer. You won't always be able to do that, but I've taken these out a few times. so I was able to tap it out. But a little safety thing keep in mind is if you don't get it out the first time and you miss, you can destroy all these threads. So what I do is I put the nut back on and get them flush. Get them flush with the threads. That way, if you do miss, you're not going to destroy the threads. Now, where'd I put my hammer? I don't know. But anyway, so when you tap it, come up and you hit it, it'll just hit up into there, and then you've loosened it up. And then you can take the nut back off. Take the nut back off and pull the tie rod back out. So just kind of a safety thing for not destroying the threads on the tie rod. So I've got the wheel hub off, got the axle loose, so got everything, got the axles removed. That stuff's out of the way. So we're going to try to do the same thing on the other side. And next thing we're going to do is get underneath the car and remove that structural collar. Okay, so the front motor mounts out. So that's out now. We'll be able to get to that structural collar. As you can see, the front motor mount bolts went through the structural collar, so the only way you can get the structural collar out is if you actually remove that. And you have to remove that rear lateral support bracket, which goes right there into the backside of the engine. So that's why those two steps come before actually removing the structural collar. Okay, it's out. No transmission anymore. It's gone. So actually, with my little rig I had with my jack, I actually didn't need to jack the car up nearly as high as I did. I probably could have shaved off 5-10 inches, but that's alright. So there's the automatic. Those are all the parts. I actually labeled everything so that when I go to put it back in, I won't be searching for stuff. So, but now I just gotta take the flywheel off, all the clutch.